Hi, I'm Shannon with Dash, and today I'm going to show you how to make your very own breakfast tarts. They're surprisingly easy to make. Let's start with a pre-made pie dough. Ours is very quick and easy to make because we do start with a dough that you can find in the freezer section of your grocery store. So we use a Pillsbury pie crust. You're going to roll out the first round on a floured work surface, just like that. And you're just going to spread it a little bit. Now the great thing about these is there's really only 4 major steps. You're going to roll it. Now you're going to slice it. So you're going to slice off the rounds, edges. And I like to sieve these. You can bake these, toss them with cinnamon and sugar, brush them with a little butter first, toss them in cinnamon and sugar, and they're really, really good right out of the oven. Okay, so from one round, each box of the pie crust comes with 2 dough rounds. From one, you should be able to get 8 rectangles. So we're going to cut it into 8s. 2, 3, 4. Oops. 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. Alright, that's perfect. So now what you want to do is take a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and you're going to arrange your rectangles on the baking sheet. Just like so. This way you don't have to transfer them. Great. We're going to set these guys aside. These are your tops. Okay. Now what you want to do is brush each one of these rectangles with an egg wash, as seen here. Now the egg wash helps to seal. Well, first of all, it helps to adhere the filling, depending on what kind of filling you're using, or may not need it. If you're using something that's dry, it'll be good to have an egg wash all over everything. But the other function of this egg wash is it helps to seal the edges of the tart when you put the top on it. Okay, so we've rolled out our pie dough, we've sliced it into rectangles, now we've arranged them on our baking sheet here, we've brushed them with some egg wash, now we get to fill them, and this really is the fun part. In the May issue of Dash, we suggest to fill them with strawberry jam, but really you can fill them with whatever you like. If you have a favorite jam that you make yourself perhaps, or something you can get at a farmer's market. I, for one, have a strawberry jam that I really love to fill these with. But you also have so many different options. Today I have a cinnamon and brown sugar filling, a apple pie filling, Nutella, which is a chocolate hazelnut spread for those that don't know. If you're not familiar with it, ask your grocer. Almost everyone carries it. It's delicious. And then I have chocolate chips and marshmallows to make a s'more. And these together in combination, one of these things, it's just to die for. So let's fill these with our cinnamon and brown sugar. Now, this is just a 1/4 cup of brown sugar with however much cinnamon really you desire. I like a lot of cinnamon, so I put a tablespoon in there. Maybe it's a little bit too much, we'll find out. And then some flour just to absorb some of the moisture. What you'll do is take about a tablespoon of this, whatever fits on your rectangle here, and you're just going to lay it out like so. And leave yourself some room along the edges because you'll need to put the top of the pastry on there. You'll need to be able to seal it around the edges. So you're just going to put that just like so. Okay, I'm only going to do 2 of these. Alright. And then what else can we do? Let's do a s'more. So we'll take some chocolate chips, and this is actually very fun to do. If you have little kids at home, they can arrange the chocolate chips and marshmallows on each rectangle and make smiley faces if they desire. mix it all in there. And let's make this one, let's do apple pie filling. Now you can do whatever filling you want. I have a cherry pie filling that is just waiting to be used. Okay, so we have our base. We have brown sugar and cinnamon, we have chocolate and marshmallow breakfast tart, and then we have an apple tart as well. So you'll take your top rectangle and you're just gonna press it down over the bottom of each rectangle. And again, that egg wash really helps to seal it. And so make sure you have your egg wash all along the edges. If you happen to miss some of the edge, just go back and brush it again, and that'll help to seal it. Next, what you're going to do is take the tines of a fork, just press into the edges, just like that. Gives it a nice little design. Not entirely necessary to do if you're short on time, but makes it look nice and gives it a little bit more of that homemade feel. Okay, next what you're going to do, and this is very important, you need to poke a few holes in the top of each tart, and this will allow any air and moisture while it's baking to escape through these holes. Otherwise you'll end up with a mess all over your oven because these will explode. Great, so now we'll cover the rest of these. And feel free to stretch the dough a little bit as you're going. If you notice that it maybe is a little too small, the top rectangle, it's fine to stretch it. It's dough, it's stretchy. Then you can do your tines, just like something very important to do though is brush the top of these with an egg wash. And what that does is it'll give each tart a really nice finish. It'll allow it to turn a golden brown, and it'll give it a little bit of a sheen. It'll look really nice. So you just brush each one of these lightly. And then, what I like to do is take and sprinkle some raw sugar. You could even sprinkle some cinnamon, actually I'll do that right now too, over the top of each tart. And that'll give it a really awesome crunch. And this will just, the sugar will bake right into the top of that crust and it'll be really, really good. Okay, and then you can take and sprinkle some cinnamon too. And that'll be really good on the brown sugar and cinnamon ones as well as the apple pie filling ones. Okay, I'll finish the rest of these and then we'll come back and learn how to glaze them. Okay, so these are out of the oven and they look really, really delicious. Now you want to bake them just until they're golden brown. You don't want them to be too brown because remember, you want to be able to reheat them. They're really, really good hot. So next what we're going to do is glaze them. This glaze is really easy to make. It's just a cup of confectioner's sugar with 2 tablespoons of melted butter and 2 tablespoons of milk and a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. You just mix it all up and then you have the perfect glaze to put on top of your breakfast tarts. And you can put as much or as little as you want, but it's guaranteed to be delicious. After you've glazed them, you can sprinkle them with brown sugar, cinnamon, sprinkles, whatever you'd like, or nothing at all. They're good either way. Okay. So what do we want to sprinkle them with? Let's put some cinnamon on that one. Ooh, that looks good. Put some sugar on this one. And I have some sprinkles that I'll put on this one, and that'll be really fun. And you're all set. Thank you for watching.